Hello everyone. Let's learn Indian polity. My name is Milan Hoskoti. I am here to talk about Indian polity for Karnataka Public Service Commission examinations. And I have completed master degree in science from Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi. I have 6 years of teaching experience in various colleges and career academies. And I am selected as a teacher for GPSTR 2022 in general merit. And I am shortlisted for KPSC Hostel Warden Recruitment 2022. And I have qualified in teachers entrance examinations like CTT 2019, Karnataka TET 2020-21 with maximum score of 117. Now, let us discuss how to study Indian polity in a very simple way. We all know, if you look at recent trends in competitive examinations, a lion's share is taken by Indian polity. Our constitution stands among one of the finest constitutions around the globe. The reason behind this is a constitution is a result of a finest legal minds of India and a vision of sound politicians of our country. Now let's look at, I have classified Indian polity into 10 parts. And those 10 parts will be studied in 100 hours. Let us discuss one by one. First part we have that is constitutional framework. In this chapter we will discuss how our Indian constitution evolved from Vedic times, then from the king's times, then from British rule, how our constitution evolved. We'll discuss in historical background, and then we'll discuss about making up a constitution, how constitution assembly formed, how they framed constitution, and salient features. What are the things which makes a constitution so special and finest among the globe? We'll discuss in salient features. We'll discuss about preamble, we'll discuss about union and its territories, citizenship, fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy, and basic structure of constitution and amendments will discuss. And duration for this first part is 20 hours. In part 2, we will talk about a system of government. In our India, we have parliamentary system, like which is in England, right, in British government system. And second, we discuss federal system. And we Indians, our country is a union of state. We have 3 tiers of government: central government, state government, and local government. How our center and state maintains relations and interstate relations, and a very notable feature of our constitution is emergency provisions. All these things we'll discuss in 10 hours. In third part, we'll talk about central government. It consists of executive, legislative, and judiciary of central government. Here we'll discuss about president, vice president, cabinet, Supreme Court, and all those. Coming back to fourth part, that is state government. In this state government, we'll discuss state legislature, state executive, state judiciary, right? And local government. This part will take 5 hours. We all know, a father of our nation, it was a dream of a father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhiji's dream. What was his dream? He dreamt about self-government in rural areas. We'll talk about Panchayat Raj and municipality we brought into the constitution by amending the constitution in 1992, and we brought into Act Panchayat Raj and municipality in 1993. Then we will talk about union territories and special areas. We all know India has some union territories. They are very geographically small in nature, and their administration, their governance is completely different compared to the state. How is administration is carried out in those union territories, and how administration is there in scheduled tribes, scheduled areas, and tribal areas. We'll discuss in 2 hours. Next, we'll talk about constitutional bodies. Our constitution has established various institutes for smooth conduct of administration. Those are like Election Commission, UPSC, State PSCs, Finance Commission, National Commissions for SC, STs, backward classes, and all those. We'll discuss those in constitutional bodies for 8 hours. Now, part 8. we will talk about non-constitutional bodies, means which are created by a by parliament, like Niti Ayog, Human Rights Commissions, CBIs, Lokapals, Lokayuks, and National Disasters Management Authority. For this, we will study 9 hours. Coming back to ninth part of the Constitution, other constitutional dimensions. We'll talk here cooperative societies. We all know, according to Article number 19 bar C, we all have independence, we all have freedom to establish associations, and 43rd B talks about cooperative societies. I will talk here, and we'll discuss about official language of India. We'll talk about public services, rights and liabilities. Coming back to 10th part of Indian Constitution, that is political dynamics. Here we'll talk about political parties. We all know our India having in some countries of the world there are only 2 political parties are there, like America, but in India we have various political parties. Multi-political party system is here. Election we'll talk about, election laws we'll talk about, election reforms we'll talk about, voting behavior we'll talk about, and then we'll talk about a coalition. We'll talk about anti-defection law and national integration and foreign policy. And national integration and foreign policy. One, national integration to bind ourselves in single thread, and foreign policy is required for healthy living. For example, we believe in principle called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So we have maintained cordial relationships with countries around the globe. And now let us discuss Election Commission briefly. What is Election Commission? Election Commission is a constitutional body. Our constitution gave some powers to Election Commission under Article 324. As we all know, Election Commission is a multi-member body consisting of 3 election commissioners, and these election commissioners were appointed by President of India. And one among 3 election commissioners, one is selected as a Chief Election Commissioner. But notable thing is, all the election commissioners will get equal amount of salaries, and they have equal amount of powers, and they have equal amount of allowances. Now, what election commission do? It conducts free and fair elections for parliament. It includes Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. It conducts elections for state legislatures, wherever assemblies are there. If there is parishads also it will conduct. Then it conduct elections for Office of President and Office of Vice President of India. And please remember, it does not conduct any elections for panchayats and municipalities. That is the duty of State Election Commission. And coming back, the term of Election Commission means Election Commissioner's term, 6 years or till they attain age of 65 years. As I said earlier, Election Commissioner is appointed by President, but they cannot be removed by President directly. Commissioners does not hold office till the pleasure of President. Even though they were appointed by him, they were removed by the office. How we remove judge of a Supreme Court? Like there should be special majority in both of the houses of Parliament. Then only we can remove Chief Election Commissioner. And this is all about Election Commission in India. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening Indian Polity. Once again, thank you all.